for these tribulation events to happen. They're not ready for the banks to close. They're not ready for some of the more dire things that could be avoided or could happen. And so, as far as it comes to the economy and things like that, I'm not saying a word about it tonight. I have decided that the Lord's people just need more time, and if I do my job as the big mouth that I usually am, it will just catapult things into a pit right now. A lot of things will happen that the Lord's people aren't ready for, and so I do it out of the love I have for the Lord's people, not out of trying to spare them any kind of whatever. I really could care less about Satan's army, all the freaks he has running this world. The only thing I've ever wanted to do is destroy the Lord's enemies. And that's something he has granted me to do, just being able to go out and destroy those who deserve to be destroyed, and Maitreya and Sananda and all them that deserve to be destroyed, that he will destroy himself. But we can make a dent in their forces, in their kingdom, in their reign, how they're going to be able to do the things that they are prophesied that they are going to do. I get so sick of so many Christians saying, well, there's nothing we can do, we might as well give up and do nothing. Where's the love of the Lord for that? How can you love the Lord and just sit back and let his enemies stomp all over him, all over his people, all over his earth, all over his creation? Doesn't that make you mad enough to want to stand up, grab a sword, and start cutting off heads of Satan freaks and Satanists? These serpent seeds can't be redeemed, folks. I know the church has lulled you to sleep with love your enemy to death lullabies. But these Satan seeds, most of them can't even be redeemed. And so they are just true enemies, and that's all they will ever be. Enemies of the Most High and enemies of the Lord's people. And so it's been a real pleasure the last couple of years being able to go out with a weapon the Lord put in my hands called this orgone that he showed me how to make himself. That he showed me how to make, and we've been getting it all around the world in the last about 3 years now. I had to sit today for about 10 minutes and try to figure out when it was I started doing orgone. I couldn't remember. Was that 2003? Was it 2004? Couldn't quite remember. I think it was the fall of 2003. But I don't think I got a website up until the spring or 2004 or something. But I think I started in the fall of 2003, but I'm not real sure. So that's one of those things, because I see this all the time, that when we started the orgone, it was the beginning of the last days of the end. It was the beginning. And so it's exciting to know that, we're forcing their hand, we're accelerating things. We're not helpless, folks. We're not sitting on the couches, woe is me, woe is us. The Satanists are going to get us, Satan's going to win. Who cares what Satan thinks he's going to do? Get up and kick his butt. Yeah, he can rule the world, but you know what? Satan has this plan, this blueprint plan, this grand master scheme of exactly how he's going to do things when he gets control of the earth through the Antichrist and the false prophet. And I'm going to take great joy in watching every bit of that just crumble to the ashes it is, because it's not going to turn out to be anything the way he planned it would be. It's not going to turn out to be anything how he wanted it to be. And that's a credit to the Lord's people for messing up his plans, for getting off their butts and doing something, for loving the Lord and daring go to war against Satan and his coming henchmen, against his coming kingdom on earth, against the plans that he has. They're warriors, the Lord's warriors. And I think we're going to see a lot of this coming out, because when this Maitreya arrives in the Middle East, he's going to start running into problems with the orgoned atmosphere. It's around the world now, and all the Lord has to do is crank it up. It's like an energy device with an amperage, and the Lord can crank it up all the way up if he wants to use it and have it on full capacity, power. And when he so chooses to do that, it will completely wipe out a lot of the satanic forces that are coming to Earth. And so Satan would be relegated then to have to use the one thing he wasn't counting on using is human armies, human forces. He was never planning on using any of that. He was just going to destroy the world's militaries and have his own forces here on Earth, because they number in the hundreds of millions. But he's going to have to reroute his plans, and so that remains to be seen on a physical level yet. I know on the dimensional level, a lot of them are already dying because of the orgone in the atmosphere and in the water. And so we have been able, the Lord's warriors, to make a change, to prohibit Satan on this earth. Most people think he can't be touched, can't be prohibited, can't be limited, and that's a bunch of hogwash. We can get up there and fight against him, and that's what we're doing. And so that's what I've been seeing, folks, is that this Maitreya is going to arrive, and the thing I see in the code is that he's going to confirm. I see the term declaration and confirm. And so what I believe is if he's going to come now, this year, in October or November, he will confirm this declaration, or perhaps maybe even after, maybe a month or two after, because like I said, you really can't pinpoint because there's so many strong dates for his arrivals. He's going to confirm this declaration with Babylon and Israel. With the USA is Babylon, modern-day Babylon. And also, he's going to gain UN acceptance. And eventually, when he comes on Earth, he is going to unite the Arab alliance, kings and nations, with him. And he's eventually going to take over and reshape the UN Council with Satan's ambassadors. And he's going to try a worldwide takeover of Islam. He's going to make a war against the saints. And he will break this covenant that he makes with the serpent seed Jews in Israel. And so it's almost just like Satanists breaking a promise with Satanists. There's no honor among thieves. And there's no real Israelites in Israel right now. The only real Israelites in Israel right now are the Torah-believing Jews. Because most of the Jews over there right now are Khazar Jews. And so it's interesting to sit back and watch this unfold, because the religions all have their own take on exactly what's going to happen. And I just sit back and watch it now, because when you from the time I was 3 or 4 years old, hearing theology over end time events and throwing all that out and just saying, okay, Lord, you teach me end time events, you show me what's going to happen, you show me what they are. They expect to build this Masonic Solomon's Temple. The Illuminists have always had a plan to rebuild Solomon's Masonic Temple. And of course the churches have no idea what that is, because they teach Solomon was this great king of the Lord. What they don't teach you is the last 300 years of his life, he was a follower of Satan and had allowed every idol and Satan god residence in the temple that he had built for the Most High God. And he had defamed it, he had desecrated it, he had defiled this temple that he had built for the Most High God, and the Lord gave him a long time of space to repent. But all that has been dug underneath the rugs, swept under the rugs, and the Masons have kept a lot of this knowledge hidden. Solomon was very adept at being able to call up demons and conjure spells, do all kinds of witchcrafts, and he wrote books teaching people how to do the same things. And